What's shaking, brother?
What's going on?
What's going on? The game-winning finals. This was going on, baby.
Game 5.
We're episode 5. We're going deep into the finals of the USA Championships of the Deaf Games. And we've got Troy here, and we've got myself, your host with the most, Kenny Buller. This is Second Floor Podcast Documentary.
Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. Prior to this episode, we ended up having you share a very special moment when you hugged your dad at that very final second, Troy, when the game ended. That was the first thing you did. Guide me through how special that must have felt.
A true father and son moment. Like, my dad spent his own money coming out there to watch me play. Got on the same flight as us and everything, which is pretty awesome. Just a memory to me that's been like burnt in my mind. It's gonna be burnt into time. I'm gonna pass on to my kids, and hopefully, I'll write a tell-all book or something like this after this. But it's just something you can't take away. And I know a lot of maybe athletes as well as parents don't share that moment with their kids. And I got to experience this as a 29-year-old man instead of an 18-year-old kid. So I mean, to recognize that moment was pretty special.
Totally, man. All we ever want is for under our dad and our parents' eyes to see us as a winner, and that is, you're one step closer to winning the biggest championship of your life, right?
Yeah, like that's. Yeah, for him to say like, "Good job, man! Like you did it. One more game," is almost relaxing. Like it's comfort. It's also exciting. Like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Did you ever feel like you've always wanted that from your father, in a sense of recognition, because you never gotten it before?
No, my dad's always was always a man to give me props when it was due. Also bust my ass and also keep me grounded too. He's very much a leader, and I'm very much a copycat of him. Because he's so great. So. Yeah. I mean, he's my hero, so.
No, that's awesome, man. You're going into the finals now. Tell me, compared to every other game, compared to every other moment, what is this feeling like in your head? What are you telling yourself? What does the dialogue look like that day and the day leading up?
So back to breakfast. Take you this. One of my favorite moments.
I love when it starts with breakfast. It's actually my favorite part. This whole entire documentary, I'm always like, baby. Please start with the breakfast, because it's so detailed.
Oh, baby.
It's the most detailed breakfast.
I'll tell you what I had. I had eggs and fruit. So as we go to sit down, everyone's sitting in their place. My dad pulls up a seat. And I go, Dad, you can't sit here. Sorry. Habit, routine. You cannot sit with us right now. Respect. Team breakfast. So Dad goes sits with my coaches and everything, and then I realized I just kicked my dad out of breakfast.
He's out.
Yeah, you gotta get out of here, man. So then it's kind of like we eat real quick and it's game time. Let's get to the gym. We go roll up there. Players go upstairs, and so we go upstairs in Indiana, this fucking high school that just it looks like I'm going to the gym in the Grand McEwen. Obviously, you've been there. So you walk down into it. So exactly like that, you walk down into it. And there's bleachers and everything. And it's one of the most amazing floors I've ever played on. It's almost surreal. Like I'm getting everything I wanted at the age of 29 instead of at the age of 19, kind of being in high school. So they're having the women's third, fourth place game go on before us. And I'm kind of I'm slowly getting dressed. I'm tying up my sneakers, which I'm wearing them right now. Just tie them up, just kind of going through the motions. Just kind of what I have to do. I kind of separate myself, go to the washroom kind of thing, and just kind of quieting off on my own a little bit. Kind of warming up, and we get to the other side of the gym because our bench is on this side, and I'm doing butt kicks and stuff up top, and just kind of following gravity's doing the warm up. So I'm warming up like that, and just time wasn't going slow enough for me to catch and realize.
And when you're in that moment preparing, we've talked about the struggle of not fitting in at first and how you dealt with it. We talked about the struggle of talking to the ego. We talked about the struggle behind a roller coaster of emotions leading up to this. Now you're in the game. What struggle do you find you overcame this time?
I think the struggle I overcame was fear. You're playing in a national championship game, whether it's Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. It's meaningful because people flew with their own money to come and play. People across the United States and one small team from Canada came to play. Not many people know this. No one really cares who you are, what you've done. And yeah, I was just like, I was afraid to play in that game. If I'm being honest, like I was excited and stuff, but fear was there.
What were you afraid of?
Losing. Like, you came so far. Yeah, second place is great and everything. Yeah, like, woo, it's still a huge accomplishment, but second's the first place loser.
It's well said. You wouldn't be here today, sitting in this chair, wanting and wishing to tell this story if you were to get second place.
Man, if I got second place, I don't think I would have played basketball again. No, I'm just kidding. To be honest with you, we wouldn't be talking about this. I'd be like, yeah, like I got second place. Woo. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment. I'm not taking that away. But to myself, I'd be pissed off.
So I'm not too sure if everyone can see this. You're wearing a very key monument that has a big role to play, especially in this championship. Whip those out, my brother. Tell us a little bit about those shoes. Why are they so important to you?
LeBron 16s. I call them the Buzz Lightyear colorway, but I don't think that's what they're called.
They do look like Buzz Lightyear.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Dude, it's funny. I was looking at those shoes. I was like, what do they remind me of? Dude, like I got my Woody shoes in the back to bring them too, and we'll be matching.
Sweet, man. So I haven't worn them since we won. I put them on a few times just to like, oh, I'm going to wear these tonight. I'll literally get to the gym, put them on, walk around in them. I'll literally put them back in my bag. I'll clean the soles, and I'll put them away in a box. And these are like, I don't wear these ones because at this moment, it sounds weird, but it's attached to these shoes. I've even tried to sell them. I can't.
Wow. Why? What stops you from selling them?
I think just the memory of it. Like the whole weekend, the whole flight, my dad being there, just the team, just like the whole trip's is almost through these shoes kind of deal.
Every time you think back to the championship and what you went through, the blood, the sweat, the tears, it was all in those shoes.
Yeah, it's weird to say because I don't like we don't have our own jerseys or anything. We've been using jerseys just passed on through years. This is the only thing I have. A couple pictures. I don't have a championship ring or nothing. You know, we got like a plaque. But these are my ship. So I mean, I'm wearing these today for this.
The game at your fingertips. It's the final game. Tell us a little bit about the game. What happened? And I'm sure, I'm really excited to hear this because from what I hear, this was the best performance that they've seen from you all tournament.
Yeah, it was interesting because right from tip off, man, it was kind of a dogfight. Like it was close for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then the other team once again got up by like 12 points or something like that. Man, we found one of those times where you got to find the adversity. How are you going to face the struggle and everything? And it was just like, I was like, oh my, like, great, we're back here. And finally, I kind of like go to myself and like, I'm looking for my dad because it's like, I'm just trying to like glance around and like find like him and stuff. And common thing we have is like no retreat, no surrender, like never give up, never give in. I'm looking for that and I found it, but I'm held scoreless in the first half. Nothing really happens. We ended up bringing it back. I know Danny and Graham kind of going on a bit of a run, and we ended up by 3 at halftime. And I'm kind of getting mad at myself because I'm like, fuck, like, you got to get going, Troy. You got 0 points. Like, you got to make something happen. So it's everything's kind of getting close again. So once halftime goes and whatnot, I'm kind of like Graham comes up to me, goes, Troy, you got to get going. You got to do something. So nothing's really happening. The game's kind of going back and forth. I think until like 16 minutes. I come around baseline and end up curling from basically from one side of the court. We swing the ball this way. Graham gets it up there. I end up coming around the corner, missing my man. And without even thinking, caught it in motion. Graham passing the ball off the elbow. I end up hitting a 3. A pretty big boost for us because it was just, we weren't getting enough separation in our lead. It was like 2-3 points. They kind of tied up 2-3 points, 4 points. So I hit that. And I'm feeling myself. I ended up getting back on D literally 2 possessions later. I ended up getting a fast break layup. And then the next possession down, I ended up coming up, hitting an elbow jumper. And then I get then another possession. Like, legitimately, I go on a 9-0 run on my own. So now the separation's like 9 points, and we're kind of like getting close to the end. Like, there's 6 minutes left, and then the floors keep coming, man. Like, this guy me and Graham nicknamed him Michael Jordan Sr., who I believe he's deaf in 1 ear and stuff, so his equilibrium's off. But I think he only goes to one side. But he literally smoked us, man. I think he went to the line like 15 times, and he was like fucking frustrating me, man, because he just kept just like putting the body work on you, you know. So then, like, when I look back at up to this moment, like when I think about the game, I really do think about that 3-point shot. As clear as day, as I can see, just like me catching the ball, letting it fly, and like it went in. I knew at that kind of moment that we were gonna win. Only if we did this together, you know, from the man who's on the bench who isn't playing much to the guy who's playing all the minutes. So it's becoming nerve-wracking at that moment, and I don't know what to do. So I decided to hunker down. I was like, just play good defense. Just play good defense, man.
Keep up the streak.
Yeah, just keep getting the ball to the right guys. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about your points. Don't worry about stats. Don't worry about anything. But bad. So I think within like 3 minutes left, we were up by like, I think 6 or 7. And you can when you're like that close, you can taste victory, but you know that it can be cut at any time. So I'm still like, so Graham goes, yo, check him up. And I remember, like, I believe it was Danny. Danny kind of goes like this to me, and he like points at him. So I'm like, oh shit! Like I'm looking at MJ Senior. He's got the ball. The guy who they're playing with, where they want to get threes over there. So I'm literally trying to play like this. Mike's pushing up on my MJ Senior, and I'm kind of like doing one of these, and like okay, you got to commit to one. Where do you go? So I ended up sinking in the key, and just like I was like, fuck, like kind of like hunker down, relax, stay in the moment. And like whatever happens. So luckily we ended up getting like a steal out of that, and we kind of going a little more of a run. But they're not giving up. They end up hitting a 3. MJ Senior gets an and 1. So now, like, I mean, the victory margin at this point is like, I think 9 points. Like, it's still like, you still got this. NBA 2K, man. If you hold the ball for the next couple of possessions. And so we're thinking, oh, okay, shit, let's just hold the ball. There's no shot clock. If it's Indiana rules, I think the high schools they have 0 shot clock. So you can literally pass the ball over half court, hold it for as long as you want. So Graham's like, I got this. And he's played FIBA 3-on-3 and stuff, and, you know, ex-professional and whatnot. So he's just dribbling around. And the ref goes, if you guys don't shoot the ball soon, I'm calling delay a game. And I was like, oh my God, like, do something with it, man. Like, yeah. So, I mean, that got threw us off. So that's happening. So come down the line last minute. They end up fouling us. We end up going to the line. Graham goes to the line, hits a couple shots. I think Steve went. He hit his couple shots. I think with like 20 seconds left, they foul me. I'm stepping to the line. And I kind of know at this point, like, it's a win. We're up by like 12 or 13. I was like, we got this, man. There's no way they're coming back.
How much time left?
I think 20 seconds. So, and I'm trying not to celebrate, but I'm also very confused myself. because of what happened last game. So whatever, go on, hit it, kind of like wipe my face and kind of like look around and take it in, hit another shot. Okay, cool. Clock runs out, and I'm not celebrating. Cause we ran the clock out and everything. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Like, I see Graham start jogging around, getting excited. A couple of the boys are like Jim's just getting excited on the bench, and Ben's just bobbing up and down, his feet are going. And then the buzzer rings. Everyone rushes onto the floor, and I'm kind of like, oh shit, we just won a national fucking championship. Like, no retreat, no surrender. Like, every man must search his own, as Inky Johnson would say. We just searched ourselves, and we found that we're champions. So we're losing our mind. We're all at half court, we're all jumping around, and it was just like, everything we worked for is, you got it. So then, so we win and stuff. So now I'm like looking for my dad. Yeah, I find him. Fuck. Give him like a big hug and everything. And I'm like, I think it's one of the proudest moments he's ever had of me. I'm super proud of everyone on that fucking team because we just did something. So first championship ever. We go in the back room. Our coach is like, hey, good time and stuff. Well, Danny freaking gets a water bottle, dumps him, gives him a Gatorade bath. He's supposed to be going to Mexico, and next plane out to Indiana. He's all soaked. He's like, I gotta go on the plane. So that moment was like, those last couple minutes, man. I can remember like so clearly what we did and what we talked about at the end of the day, and who said what. Now coach said, hey, you guys got to keep this up, and this is only the first one and everything and whatnot. Yeah, so that all happened.
It was a beautiful moment, man. You know, when you win something that's special to the point where it freezes you up entirely and you don't even know how to react, and then you snap out of it and you just see your whole team celebrating, and the first person you want to see is your dad looking up at the bench, just awestruck by the amount of talent and courage and just level of dedication you took to get to that point. Game after game after game, after flight, after sleepless nights, after tension, after nervousness, after all of that built up to so much of what you've been through in your life, but on top of just like coming back. It's like the comeback.
Yeah.
And you bringing home the ship.
Yeah. And then I could give you like, so after a couple minutes, and I got on the phone with my girl and stuff, and this is after talking with Coach Gallaudet, kind of getting, he's like, hey, are you interested? Like, would you be interested to come down here and come and play and stuff and all this, go to school? Legitly, like another dream of mine just came true on that day. Go play for an NCAA school. So I go behind the curtain. I remember calling, and I'm like, hey. She's like, hey, how are you going? Like, I was like, how's Scotty and stuff? She goes, oh, Scotty's doing good and whatnot. I'm crying like, hey, we're just national champions, and I'm getting recruited by the University of Gallaudet. So literally everything came true within a matter of minutes. Like everything I wanted when I was 18, like go to the States and play basketball, like in the Mecca, is all within my palm. This, like, in a matter of 5 minutes. It was insane that the fact that, you know, like my dad was there, just somebody who I wanted to tab on all these recruiting trips, like exactly like the movies, right? You know, he's with me, he's talking with the coach and stuff, and it was a one wild fucking ride from one end to the next. And I can remember these moments so clearly and so vividly, and like sometimes I'll just go through my phone and like I'll watch the videos and like the pictures and everything, and then you know with us doing this, I've been asking the guys for videos, or like, let me go check out my Instagram stories and stuff, and I'm like, man, holy shit, we did that. Like not only like fuck, man, we had 3 players, you know, in the top 10 in our division. We had 4 of us in the top 20. You you know, we had the MVP on our team, you know, Graham, and Danny was the first all team.
That's an all-star team right there.
Yeah, you know, like I had 16 steals. I was the second best defender. I'd say I was the best defender in the thing. You know, it was just, you know, Mike, I'd say defensively won us like the semifinal was a big reason why we got there. And Steve and Danny and Graham, I think, out rebounded the whole fucking division. And it was a moment that I'm so proud as an individual, but more importantly, like as a team, I was very much proud of everyone. It's hard to explain because I don't know how to explain it, because I think about it and I start smiling. And you know, when we talk about like right now, everyone, we were getting prepped for the Canada games as well as the boys were getting ready for the Pan American games, but that's all canceled. But I would take all those guys again, man, for anything. Like, fuck, man, put us against anybody. Let's play.
No, I love that, man. That gives me goosebumps.
Thanks,
honestly,
man.
just the feeling that you're willing to share, and obviously the raw emotion behind it. It showcases a little bit of vulnerability, because I believe any man, any woman out there knows that if you ever came close to something that is like something you work so damn hard on, and you get it, it's worth every millisecond at that point.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I know I keep saying yeah, man. But the face of adversity and to overcome it as a team, especially when you've only had 6 days together, like entirely, like that says something about our character. And I think we gained a lot of respect. Like I was talking with Mike and Steve and messaging those guys and say, like, I think, you know, together as a program we got better and put more eyes on us, but I think we gained a lot of respect from our fellow competitors in the States and stuff, but a lot more Canadian athletes too.
Yeah, that's insane to me. So I just want to clarify. So like, this was the first and only time you guys played together?
No, like besides like practice and stuff, this is the first time we've ever competed together.
That's nuts. Because I remember trying out for this and all getting together, and to be able to do that is incredible. Yeah,
like just to like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that was such a huge character builder for us.
What did that team huddle look like during halftime with the coach in the final game, or any team huddle? You could say that something you'll never forget in that championship game, where you really felt that everyone felt that you guys were all on the same frequency, you know, going back to that pack mentality where you knew you weren't out there alone. Everyone was feeling the exact same way you did. Was there any special moment in that huddle or any halftime that you just will never forget?
I remember like sitting down, and so it's a bench style kind of thing, bleachers and stuff, so everyone was behind us. I mean, so we're all sitting down, and coach is like, all you guys, you're almost there. Like, just keep going. You gotta play hard. And we kind of all shook our heads in unison. That's when I knew that we're all on the same page, which is hard to say when you got so many. We don't know these people. Like, our time together, some of them have been longer together than, but for me as a new teammate, my first year there, that's truly a special moment. Like, I can remember a few huddles, like in the semifinals, like right before we played the game, man. Coach huddled us up, and then Danny kind of said, "Hey boys, like fucking play hard, like play defense, man. If you want to go to the championship, we got to do this." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm sold with you guys, man. Wherever you guys go, I'll go."
That's awesome. Remind me the name of your child.
Scotland.
Yeah. Awesome. I see why. So Scotland's going to see this one day.
Hopefully.
And as well as many of your teammates, kids and future kids, they're going to want to watch this. As well as every other kid out there that might feel like they've always wanted to become a champion. They're in the process of playing a team, or they're in a part of their life where they're craving it. They want to feel it. And they want to all know from you, what is a few things that you learned now, because you could connect the dots looking back, that you had a part of your personality and charisma throughout the experience, before, during, and after, that if you didn't have, you probably wouldn't have felt like you would have been a part of a winning team?
The willing to like step out of your comfort zone, man. I say is like my first thing, because yeah, like I never really admitted to anyone I had hearing loss, or like I was hard of hearing or anything. I didn't even know that was what technically I would be called or anything. I didn't know anything about like big D or little D or anything, like or any like really deaf culture or anything. So if it wasn't for like my sisters going to the Connect Society, I would have no idea. So, and it was awkward, you know, trying to communicate with people, and like I'm an outsider looking insider, like very much in episode 1. I think number 2, you gotta be relentless. Like I wake up at 5 a.m. do workouts. So I had my old job. Remember, I quit my job and stuff to go to take another job. I ended up, we'd have do these split shifts, 4-hour splits. So I'd work from the airport. I'd go down to Good Life, lift weights, and then I'd go to LA Fitness and play hoops. Just because that was the only way I could shoot basketball, like the only way I could really train. And then be done at 7 p.m., go home, tuck my kid in at night. I think the third one is you got to commit fully 100%. Because when you got to commit, there's you never give up.
Don't half-ass anything. 120.
No, you can't. 120%. You can't. Even when your back's against the wall, man, you can't surrender to it. It's like my dad says, never give up, never surrender, kind of thing. It's like those are the main 3 things. Just
that's beautiful. You can take the time now, if you like, to thank anybody who's really been a part of your journey, and mention any last words you'd like to, my friend.
I would say thank you to my dad for coming all that way. And also another shout out to Kareem for coming all the way. It was huge of you guys. You guys were like true fans. You guys obviously love us and love the game, and thank you for your support. I think in closing, I'd like to thank you guys for doing this for me. You know, for me, as well as basically all of Canada, I'd say.
It's an honor, man.
You know, you guys definitely did this and stuff. And lastly, I want to say thank you to my teammates, man, for taking me in, taking care of me, and you know, through this day, you know, I still have memories with you guys, and we're creating more, and we're gonna get a couple more rings.
Done deal. So it's not over quite yet.
No, the journey just started. So I mean, people keep saying, "Troy, you're getting old and stuff. You better find a career." And I keep telling them, "All right, cool. Well, I mean, money is just a way to buy a house, and I guess I'll do that. I'll keep training."
Love that, man. Do you find that basketball can eventually turn into a potential career, whether it's you playing on or off the court, or coaching, or doing anything in the capacity of basketball as a career?
Yeah, I would definitely say before everything hit, I was kind of like, I was emailing Puma and stuff, and you know, I definitely still want to stay a part of it, even if I don't do it full time. I definitely do want to stay part of it and everything. And I mean, if it makes me money, it makes me money. But I mean, I'm just here for the free work.
Totally, man. And it just shows that if you're willing to do so, it shows how much you love the game.
Yeah, man.
You know, so keep hooping, Troy. Keep killing it. Keep being the big, kind-hearted man that you are. And I hope after everyone listens to this, they get an even deeper understanding of the true man behind the ship.
Thank you.
And at the end of the day, man, this message is out for Puma. If you're not sponsoring this guy yet, I don't know what's wrong with you, because this guy's gold.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you know our slogan around here, right?
I am familiar with it.
Okay, well then can you take us out?
Should we say it at the same time if you know it too?
Sure.
Off by heart?
I think so. I was wearing a sweater earlier.
All right, well, you know how it is, guys. This is Troy and Kenny in the building. We are clocking out our very first documentary series, and you know, there's no better person we could have thought of than Troy, you know, bringing back an alumni guest to go deeper in on a very special moment in his life. So without further ado, let's ensure that we keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to clock out by saying that on this podcast, on these documentaries, we talk about how to survive, how to thrive, and keep the good vibes going in life and business, baby. and basketball.
All right.
That's a wrap.
Nice.
There, I think there's contact. We got this.
Okay.